Welcome to That's Good Broncos, the prediction episode. I am Brandon Perna, and I'm going to do the Chiefs versus Broncos preview a bit differently. 5 to 6 years of these prediction episodes with the points. Safe to say I'm getting a little fucking bored of the format. That said, I'm actually really excited for this game, which felt like a long shot just a couple weeks ago. The Broncos are facing their worst nightmare. Oh no, not a tall white quarterback. The Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium late in the season. A nearly impossible place to win, but today I'll break down why the Chiefs may win this game, and yes, why the Broncos may win this game. Hey, for more Broncos videos and podcasts, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today's prediction episode brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Football fans, you want to get in on that action, that high-packed, action-packed NFL action? All that football action? Well, with the latest no-brainer from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, you'll be a winner once a single point scored. New customers who bet just $1 on any team to score can win $100 in free bets. It's that simple at DraftKings Sportsbook. Customers can also get skin in the game with new same-game parlays, combine multiple bets for a bigger payout. All you gotta do is use code DNVR when you sign up at DraftKings to take advantage of all of their can't-miss offers.
And Broncos fans, I may have accidentally cursed the Broncos on my power rankings video, but we are 400 likes away from saving the Broncos from the spin wheels curse. So if you could hop over there, like the power rankings video to ensure that the Broncos are not cursed in this game, that would mean a lot. Not just to me, but to the whole fucking world, baby.
Okay, we know the Broncos have not defeated the Chiefs for a long time. Things that have happened since the Broncos last beat the Chiefs? Well, there have been 3 different sitting presidents. I have procreated one time. The Broncos won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs lost a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes' entire NFL career has happened. There's been about 10,437 different starting quarterbacks for the Broncos. The Raiders and the Chargers moved cities. John Gruden was hired by the Raiders, signed a 10-year contract, and then was forced to resign in shame. Vance Joseph had the time of his life. The only thing that hasn't happened since the Broncos last beat the Chiefs is Mark Davis changing his haircut. And Chiefs all-star rookie center Creed Humphreys couldn't even grow a mullet the last time the Broncos beat the Chiefs. All right, I'm gonna start with why the Chiefs will win this game. You really don't have to get too creative to figure out why the Chiefs are gonna win this game. They're the better team, playing at home, playing after a bye week where Andy Reid is 19-3, and playing against a team that hasn't beaten them since September of 2015. Now, despite having a down season, this is a team that's 9th in scoring and 13th in points allowed, letting their opponent score just 47 combined points over their 4-game win streak. I can see the Chiefs doing what they do best, hitting Travis Kelce early and often and exploiting matchups against Kyle Fuller, who's been the Broncos' least dependable corner this season. If they can show a little bit of patience, they can march the ball down the field and take a couple deep shots when they're there for the taking, as long as they're not trying to force that shit. On defense, the formula should be pretty clear, and basically the opposite of what the Broncos should do to the Chiefs. The Chiefs would be wise to pack 8 men in the box and dare the Broncos to throw the ball over the top, which hasn't been a very common or successful occurrence in recent weeks for Teddy Roosevelt. Now the Chiefs should be able to disrupt the pocket with Chris Jones. Chris Jones, very good. Very good. and he's going to be lining up against one of the Broncos guards. Netane Moody, Quinn Miners, both of whom are fierce in the run game, but are still learning the finer points of pass protection. The good news is that it looks like Dalton Reisner will be ready to go Sunday night. Beyond his experience, it's reassuring just to get some depth back on the offensive line. Garrett Bowles also activated this week. Now, Chris Jones and Frank Clark don't have a ton of combined sacks this season, just 8.5, but they both have double-digit quarterback hits. And I think it's fair to say that after last week, losing Teddy Bridgewater for any stretch of time is probably the worst outcome for this Broncos offense, especially if Pat Shurmur finds a way to insert his son, Kyle Shurmur, into the offense as Teddy's replacement. And since Kyle is on the football team's practice squad, that could happen at any moment. And then we'd see what full Shurmuring looks like.
I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
Full Shurmuring would reach levels never even before conceived. Now, Kansas City has gotten better defending the run as the season has progressed. They are right in the middle of the league now, allowing just 111.6 yards per game, which is a big improvement compared to when the Ravens put up over 200 rushing yards on them week 2. Also, corner Rashad Fenton is the highest graded corner in the league right now. Like his name suggests, if you take too many shots at Fenton, you will die, or at least be subdued into a deep, deep sleep. Nobody talks about him because he doesn't have any interceptions, but he also hasn't given up a touchdown. Really, once the Chiefs moved safety Daniel Sorensen to the position of janitor, their defense got much more stingy. So to recap, the Chiefs just need to force the Broncos to try and throw the ball all over the field and let their offense do what their offense normally does against the Broncos. Now, why will my Denver Broncos win? Teddy Bridgewater, believe it or not, went into Arrowhead a season ago as the Panthers quarterback and very nearly beat the Chiefs. Let's take a look. Teddy was 36 for 49 with 310 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions as the Panthers lost 31-33 on a missed Joey Sly field goal. There's also this. Teddy is coming into this game with a higher completion percentage, higher yards per attempt, higher passing yards, and half as many interceptions as Patrick Mahomes. If you can believe that. Well, I can actually, because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense really hasn't been very good outside of when they beat up on the Raiders, Eagles, and Browns. Sadly, all things the Broncos could not figure out how to do. Weird. Now, does that mean Teddy is better than Mahomes? No. It means Teddy is fucking as steady as his nickname would suggest. All it means is that Teddy isn't going to make very many mistakes, but it also means he's not going to break the game open for the Broncos offense. The Broncos' most complete game on offense came against the Cowboys, and even then, Teddy hit just 249 passing yards and 1 passing TD. To beat Kansas City, Teddy will need to take chances. And when the Broncos aren't going with plan A, which is feeding Melvin and Javonte the Rock, they should be trying their best to feed Tim Patrick and Courtland Sutton, hopefully Jerry Jeudy. Maybe get a little return on that investment, shall we? Now, the Chiefs' defense is 27th against the pass, 28th against the run. The only problem is teams panic and don't run the ball against them as much as they should, considering the Chiefs have faced the 8th fewest rushing attempts of any defense this season. Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams had 31 carries last week against the Chargers and 38 carries against the Cowboys. And I actually think Shurmur will stick to that formula of trying to get 30 carries to the backs combined. Remember that dumb Eagles game? Well, that had Mike Shula filling in as OC while Shurmur was out with COVID. Shula dialed up just 17 carries for that dynamic rushing duo. Gordon has a hip/shoulder injury this week. That makes sense as those two body parts are connected. So depending on how that plays out, we could see Williams get the most carries he's had in a single game this season, and I don't think that's a bad thing. And I say that also knowing Melvin Gordon has been very good as well. As for when the Broncos are on defense, their job is not easy, but it's not complicated either. It's the same thing they did the last time they played the Chiefs. Basically, the same thing everyone has been doing against the Chiefs since the tail end of the 2020 regular season. According to ESPN Stats and Information Group, SIG, Kansas City has faced 2 or more high safeties on a league-high 82% of its pass plays this season. And nobody gets higher than safeties in Colorado. Drugs. Do 'em, kids. They're awesome. But that percentage is up from 37% from last season of using at least 2 high safeties. Vic Fangio loves playing 2 high shell defense with his safeties. Other defenses mimic how Fangio deploys the package. And when someone mimics your package, that's a compliment. One of the keys to beating a defense that keeps throwing 2 high safeties at you is to run the ball over and over again. But I'm not sure the Chiefs are patient enough to do that, and I actually feel pretty good about the Broncos' front 7 holding up against Darrell Williams and Clyde Edwards-Helaire if it comes down to it. Thanks to the quick rise of linebacker Baron Browning and the consistent play of Kenny Young. Now, when KC runs the ball, they're 10th in yards per carry, but they only have the 19th most attempts in the league, whereas they have the most passing attempts of any team in the NFL. Basically, the Chiefs run a lot of fucking plays on offense. Unlike previous seasons, they're only 9th in points per game, which means the Broncos defense should be able to keep this game close. And assuming Denver does respectable things on special teams again, a big if, a big assumption, I see their defense not allowing a blowout. I see the Denver rushing attack keeping Mahomes on the sideline a bit, which means as long as the passing attack is serviceable, 250 yards, 1 to 2 touchdowns from Teddy, this can be a big win for the Broncos and a first place spot atop the AFC West.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Thanks for watching That's Good Broncos prediction episode. Please subscribe here on That's Good Broncos, and I will be live streaming the Broncos game on my main channel, That's Good Sports, with Tom Grossi, so come check it out.